All right, what's up, everybody? This is Ryan here. So I'm just going to be doing some work on animations. So I was hoping to use Visor, which is an app that allows you to basically share your physical device screen. But unfortunately, for some reason, the application just wasn't working on the Windows client side. And I probably could have tried to uninstall it and reinstall it, but the other thing is that I can't actually use USB debugging. I need to use wireless debugging. And for some reason, wireless debugging on Android Studio is really hit and miss. So we're going to try and use the emulator today. So basically what I'm working on is animations using Jetpack Compose. I'm going to be building a weather application, and I wanted to have some animations. So I think probably what I'll do is I'll just start by showing the animations that I would like to build for this application. And I think I'd like to start by just sharing a pro tip for people like me who are not very inclined towards making user interfaces. It's certainly not my favorite thing to do. But yeah, use vector drawables. Steal, and by steal I mean look for open source or open license vector drawables and use those. So anyways, this is just a couple examples of what the user interface is going to look like, at least a rough version of it. And the animations I want to work on today, there's kind of two main ones that I'll be working on. So the first one is I want basically these variably sized clouds to sort of move across the screen from left to right or whatever. And then I also want to work on an animation which will be sort of like raindrops if it's raining. And the idea with these animations is that basically the REST API that I'll be using returns specific data. So it returns the wind speed, the sort of the clouds in this, the percentage of the sky which is cloudy, and then it also, I think it returns something to do with how much rain is happening. Let me just double check on that. Maybe it doesn't. I thought it did. Not the end of the world. So I might not make the rain animation variable if I don't actually have a number that I can sort of make it variable, but that would have been nice. But yeah, basically the goal is I want the speed of the clouds passing by the screen to be dictated by the wind speed. And then also we do get a percentage of cloudiness, which I'll be using. And yeah, that's kind of the main thing. And then, hey, what's up, Breens? If I manage to get through doing that, I also want to try and figure out an animation for the sun shining. So probably what that'll be is just kind of like fading in and out the rays of sunlight coming out, so that it kind of looks like the sun is sort of shining or sparkling or whatever. And then I think for the nighttime backgrounds of this application, I probably want like stars kind of popping in and out of the background, something like that. But the cloud animation is going to be applicable whether it's daytime or nighttime. And then same thing for the rain. The only thing I'm wondering about is I think I probably should do both the cloud animation and the rain animation at the same time. So I've got to think of a way to do that that doesn't look too crappy. So we'll see. Breens asks, will the clouds be moving? Yeah, they're basically going to be moving from left to right kind of thing. They're going to start from different positions. They're going to move at different speeds based on the wind speed. And yeah, they'll be sized differently depending on how cloudy it is. So that's the goal anyways. I'll show everyone how far I've gotten so far, which is not very far. I only spent like half an hour working on this yesterday. But let's just do a quick demo. And like I say, hopefully this won't be too laggy. I was hoping to use my actual phone to do this, but the application which mirrors the screen isn't working. So we're going to have to go with plan B, which is the emulator. By the way, I mentioned this on Twitter, but yesterday was my first time using Figma, which is basically Google's answer to like InVision or some kind of design tool. And it's I gotta say it's pretty sweet. It reminds me a lot of InVision. I'm not sure who's used that software, but it's basically just like a better version of InVision, in my humble opinion. And one of the things that I really liked about it is you can actually these are vector drawables, SVGs, and you can actually edit them on the fly, and that turned into something which was really quite useful. Like I could even change the color of this sun or whatever if I wanted to do something brighter. So so far I'm really liking Figma. Hey, what's up, Juan and Tomislav? Today I'm working on animations in Jetpack Compose. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is so unfortunately I can't preview the animation live in Android Studio. I've got to say, like, I've been waiting for the live preview in Android Studio to stop sucking for almost a year now. And unfortunately it still sucks. It's still faster for me to just deploy it. Maybe one day. So I'll show you sort of what it looks like so far. Yeah, we're going to be working on animations with Jetpack Compose. This is the code. I'm actually just going to get rid of that because I don't actually really... We're not going to be paying attention to what's here, but rather what's on the emulator. Okay. So this is as far as I got yesterday, and obviously it looks like crap, but yeah, this is where we're at. So the end goal will be having, like we just showed, having variable sized clouds with variable alpha values and sizes, and starting positions sort of streaming across the UI based on the wind speed. Tomislav asks, is this a multi-platform project? Not yet. I might. There's a pretty good chance I'll port it to iOS, but I actually have to buy a Mac before I do that. And I'm actually, for the first time in my life, strongly considering buying a Mac just for Kotlin multi-platform. Okay, so the main problems we're having is that first off, the starting position is not where it should be. It's kind of starting sort of in the middle of the screen. So I need to figure out why it's doing that. I set the initial value to 0f. Hey, what's up, Hardik? And so I assumed 0f would mean x. So the x position would start at 0x. But like I say, it's starting kind of in the middle of the screen. So that could either be due to some kind of layout thing that's going on, or it could be some other issue. I think you know, I think I might know what the issue is. I think probably the reason why it's doing that is based on where the image is in the surface. So I'm trying to think, maybe what we'll do is let's make this a box for starters. And then content alignment. This is one thing that's been really irritating me lately. I feel like the autocomplete and auto import, it's like every time I update Android Studio, it gets worse. And that's been really frustrating. And I know a lot of people are complaining about that on Twitter, because it definitely feels like something that could be fixed pretty easily if the Android Studio team would just allocate the resources for it. But maybe they have a perfectly valid reason for why this is happening. All right, so let's just do a background here. So my hypothesis is the reason why it's not starting in the screen is because of the layout. What did I do here? Oh, I totally screwed this up. Okay, let's try that again. And why doesn't it like that? Okay. How about center start? Breezes is motion layout available in Compose? I don't actually know, but I feel like that would be the kind of thing that you could do pretty easily using Compose animations. We've got a couple people here, so let me just run everyone through what the sort of how this particular kind of animation works. And I'm not an expert in Compose animations. I'm just playing around here. But what we're doing is I want clouds to be infinitely streaming across the screen. These clouds here. So I've chosen to use an infinite animation. So we create a remember infinite transition. And then we create this moving cloud thing from animate float. Now it's important to understand what this moving cloud thing is. It's basically a float. Just a float. Now, how this works is when we create this transition and kind of set it up using this transition, what will happen is we're setting the offset of the cloud to our remembered sort of float, and that's how the animation basically works. It will keep recomposing as the new X value is calculated based on what we say here, and that's basically sort of how that works. So the idea is the initial value should be like 0. It should actually probably be, it should probably not be 0 because then it'll just appear right on the screen. So let's make it, I'm not sure if I can do just negative cloud size, can I? Oh, I can do that, okay. So I want it to start off the screen and then stream off the screen. And then the idea is that it'll be, maybe I should do box with constraints here, I think. We're going to do box with constraints. And then I got to think of how we're going to do the width. How do you do that? Val screen width. I can't remember off the top of my head how to do the thing with box with constraints. Just let me look that up really quickly. There's a bit of boilerplate you have to write to get box with constraints working. I just don't remember it off the top of my head, so just give me one moment here. Okay, here we go. Box with constraints. Can we just do max? Oh, we can just do max width. Okay, looks like they actually updated that, which is kind of handy. All right, so I'm going to do max width as the screen width, and we'll probably have to do .2. Let's just make this a DP. And no, actually we won't do that. I'll just have to cast it anyways. Can't do 2 float. Oh, dot value, there we go. Okay. Okay, so let's give that a shot before I make too many other changes. Oh, I think I did the wrong thing here. Oh no, we did deploy the preview. Good. Or maybe we didn't. Okay, not sure what that's about. Well, that's annoying. I was kind of afraid of this, honestly. I really wish Visor was working. I'm not even sure if it would really be all that much faster, but... Alright. Cool, let's try that again. It looked like some kind of internal error. Okay, so that we need to slow it the heck down. But that's actually kind of what we're looking for. Now why are the clouds so friggin' small? Cloud size dot dip. What are we doing for cloud size? 200F. That does not look like it should. I'm just gonna play around a little bit. Let's try that. You know what I think would be cool as well? Just spitballing some ideas here. I think like I should make some of the clouds. I want to do like clouds which are sort of further away, so they would have more alpha, and then also they would move slower. But that might be getting a little bit too ambitious. Okay, is it? What's it doing? Let's just try that again. Ah. Again, like this is probably the most annoying thing as an Android developer doing user interfaces, especially with Compose. And I feel like it's easy for me to sit here and say this because I'm not the one actually coding Android Studio, but it took Android Studio, like the team, something like, I don't know, 6 years or so for the emulators to actually be usable. And I really hope that the Compose preview doesn't take 6 years before it's actually usable. Because it's not fun to... I'm spending like 2/3 of my time just waiting for things to preview. And that's not ideal. Oh, it's weird. It switched to my Pixel for some stupid reason. That's why it's not working. I better just shut USB debugging off. That was weird. It switched to my my physical device, and I definitely didn't tell it to. Come on, baby. Okay, so the good thing is, apart from the lag, I'm getting a sense of like how I can do this. What I don't like is how come the size of the image is so small. So changing the size here didn't actually affect it, which is kind of weird. I think one thing I should do is I should pass in a modifier. And let's try sticking this in a box. We'll give this thing the modifier. This is like a classic HTML CSS trick. Stick it in a div. Not that I know much about HTML and CSS, but okay. So we need that modifier. So we're gonna say modifier dot fill max size. Let's just see if that affects anything. Yeah, the Android emulators, they were terrible. Like, I started on Android in 2014, and on the machines I was using, and I did have Intel. I guess it's probably going to do this like every time. But yeah, on the machines I was using, it was just... They were totally useless, so you pretty much had to have an Android device to test your stuff on. And I think it's still good to test your apps on physical devices. But there was a couple companies that made emulators. Like Genymotion was one of them. But eventually the Android emulator from the SDK did actually become more performant than the other emulators, which was quite nice. Prential says, hey, someone, no, I'm facing a weird problem today in AVD. Whatever changes I do, that's not reflected on the virtual device. I don't really have enough. The only thing I could suggest maybe is consider using ADB Android Debug Bridge. If you're sort of interacting with your virtual device through Android Studio, I find it to be very inconsistent. So consider using the ADB tool from the command line. I actually wrote a guide on that. I do most of my testing on a physical device, but if I'm like testing for older API versions and stuff like that, then I'll that's when I will use, or different form factors, I'll use emulators. Okay, so we still haven't fixed that issue with the size of the cloud, which is pretty weird. I'm wondering if it's because of the... I don't think it's because of our drawable here, because this thing's pretty big. You know, it could be You know what the issue could be? It could be that I think I might actually know what this is. Just let me open up Inkscape, I think. Yeah, just give me a moment here. I'm just gonna block my screen up for just 1 sec. All right, this is Inkscape and Svg Editor. How did I do this yesterday? So we go to, what do we go to? Resize page to selection. What might be happening is the SVG itself might have a whole bunch of, what's it called? Sort of like extra white space. Let's do plain SVG. All right, just give me 1 minute here. Let's go to, just a pro tip if you're working with SVGs, you kind of need to, Android Studio itself has this asset studio thing. So you can create vector assets, which are basically XML versions of a SVG. Where's my pictures? From SVG files, and then you can use them directly in Android Studio. Scattered clouds. Oh, what did I just do here? Scattered clouds night. Okay. All right. Let's do that. I think that was the issue. I think the XML drawable, or sorry, well, I could say XML, but the SVG, I think itself was improperly set up. So what we're going to do is I actually only want the cloud, so I'm just going to delete the paths for the background. And let's use that instead. And then let's just, we'll rerun the application. Hopefully it won't clog up this time. It'll probably be way too big now. Okay. Not sure what the hell it's waiting for. Oh, I wonder if that's like the... I wonder if like the whole... No, that wouldn't make any sense. Okay, I'm not actually sure why it's not showing up. Let's see. I'm not sure if you're still hanging around, Pranchel, but yeah, I'd definitely look into using the Android debug bridge. I'm not sure. The problem is I don't know what changes you're talking about. But sometimes I find the... so Android Studio uses the ADB command line tool to talk to emulators and physical devices. You're talking about an emulator here. And I find frequently I have to just jump right into the ADB tool. and then it'll work. Okay, let's just try that again. Here's a here's a tutorial I made for Free Code Camp on that topic, in case you need like a primer. Okay, so that's looking a lot better. Just for fun, let's make it 100. And let's try that. You know, one thing it could also be, Pranshul, is I would double check if you're using a fragment or an activity, just double check to make sure that you're inflating the correct layout. Because that would cause that same issue, and it wouldn't actually show an error most likely, so that could be another issue. Okay, let's just run that again. Okay, so it's lagging, but that's just my computer lagging. But that's actually looking kind of cool. So I'm really quite happy about that. Wow, sounds like you're having a fun day as a software developer, Pranshul. Okay, so that's actually looking kind of neat. So for the people who have just joined me, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to set up some animations for this user interface. So we want clouds floating by, and then raindrops are the two primary things I want to work on today. So the thing I'm wondering about next is, I guess I probably have to basically have 3 cloud animations running. And we have a number of requirements. Like, I'd actually kind of like them to start from different Y positions. But in retrospect, I think I better not try and overcomplicate this too much, because if I do, the thing I'm actually worried about is I hope it performs well. So I think as an intermediate goal, let's just set it up so that we have an animation which is producing 3 clouds from a different Y offset of different sizes, and we'll just kind of see how that works. And I think what I can do is to do this properly, we're going to need a Y offset, I think. We're going to pass that in. I don't think we'll need to pass in let's call this thing cloud animation container. I think I used this somewhere, so let's just update that in the... Oh no, that is the preview. Okay, just give me one moment here. Let's just do that. Because the reason why I'm doing this is originally this was going to have all the different cloud animations, but I think I'll need 3 of these cloud animation things. So let's do that. This can be a float. I don't think I need wind. I will need wind speed. I don't think we need cloudiness. What I'll do in a minute is we'll calculate the speed that it's supposed to sort of shoot across the screen from the wind speed. But let's just set up 3 of these things. So I think for the first one, x offset 0 is fine. We'll do a second one. Maybe we'll make it, I don't know, how big are the clouds? I should pass in the cloud size. Let's make this one 100. We'll make the offset of this one like 300. And the size will be maybe 150. I'm just playing around here, basically. And we'll do one more. And the reason why I don't want to get too carried away here is I actually want to make sure that this like performs okay. And unfortunately, that's one thing the emulator's not going to really be an accurate reflection of, because it's let's just say my computer was like I would say like sort of mid to high end level back in 2018. So I don't exactly have a beast of a computer here. Okay, I think that's fine. So our offset is there. Let's make this one, I almost swore there, a really big cloud, not 300, but yeah, let's do that. And we get 3 of them. And then let's set the y equals y offset dot dip. Let's just fire that up, see what that looks like. Oh no, I hit the wrong thing. I don't actually want to deploy the application. You know, I wonder if it would actually be faster if instead of using the preview, deploying the preview, if I actually just made this the root view of the only activity this little playground thing has. That might actually be faster. I think I'll test that in a minute. So why can't I preview this thing now? There we go. This thing is so buggy. Okay, let's try that again. Nope. This is such a waste of my time. I'm going to try one more time using the deploying the preview, and then we're just going to deploy it right to an activity. What's up, Wrecker? Finally. Oh, that actually looks kind of cool. I mean, I screwed up the I like that. Cool. I screwed up the, what am I trying to say here? The Y offsets, but that actually looks kind of cool. Honestly, it looks better than I thought it would. Okay, let's play around with this just a little bit more. So we're going to make the smaller one 300. We'll make the bigger one. This one can be let's make it 400. This will be 450. And then we don't need the Y offsets to be that drastic. So let's try. Honestly, the Y offsets are kind of confusing to me, but I don't know. Let's try that. Okay, let's so here we go again. Yeah, I agree, Breens. What I'll have to do is I'll need to like I need like a oh, I know what I can do. If I just give them different speeds, then I can do that. I was thinking I'll have to set it up so that they start at different times, but I think if I just set variable speeds, then it'll get that same effect. Okay, let's build the project 6 times just so I can deploy this preview. Oh, this is really annoying. All right, next time I'm just going to try deploying to the activity. Yeah, let's say, what did I call that thing? Cloud animation container. Let's try that. Okay. It looks really choppy on the emulator. All right, the next thing I want to do is let's play around with variable wind speeds. So I noticed that I probably don't want it to move any, well, let's think about this. So, and so I'm great at math, but I'm terrible at arithmetic. So I'm open to suggestions here in terms of mathing this out. So what we get is we get a wind speed, which will be a double from our REST API. So what we need to do is we need to have some kind of mathematical function here. So I'm bad at math, but I'm good at writing code. So let's do this systematically. So what do we want? Let's say, by the way, this isn't the actual application. This is just a playground. So don't worry about the random code I'll be writing here. Let's say private fun, calculate cloud anim speed. I like very verbose function names, as you can see here. I think wind speed is a double. Let me just check that in the actual application here. Whether wind speed's a double. Okay, so all right. Actually, we can get rid of that preview altogether now so we can see more of the screen. Okay, so so when you're writing algorithms, which is basically like doing math and code, let's start with what we know. I'm going to deploy that again and see if I'm okay with that being any slower. I think I could tolerate it being quite a bit slower than that. So let's do like, so the longer the duration, let's try that. Okay. I'm okay with it even being a little bit slower. Let's go to the extremes and try 10,000 milliseconds for the whole animation. So basically what I have to do here is our wind speed will be variable from 0 to, I guess, like hurricane season. I don't know, what's the fastest wind speed ever recorded? Fastest wind speed ever recorded on Earth is 231 miles per hour. I think that's probably a good baseline. Yeah, let's do that. So that'll be the slowest thing. 10,000. So we'll say so 0 mph. I don't know, does this thing return good old Americans with their imperial system? So I'm going to complain about something which is a uniquely Canadian problem. So we're supposed to use the metric system, and sometimes we do. Like our road signs, our speed signs, they're in kilometers an hour. But we measure things by pounds. We measure like our height in feet and inches. So in Canada, because our main trading partner is the US, we have this annoying half metric, half imperial system. So, yeah. Where's our API here? Let me just look this up 1 sec. By the way, I'm using Open Weather API. I've been pretty happy with it so far. Okay, where is wind speed? Oh, interesting. Okay. The default is in meters per second. Oh, this could get annoying. Yeah, this could get really annoying. Well, what we're going to do is let's just... I'm going to stick with the metric system for now. So I think what I should do is I should write the code specifically for the metric system, and then if I get an incoming value which is in miles per hour, then I'll just mathematically convert it over. So conversion formula, meters per second. Yes, mph to meters per second. Formula. Okay, 1 second here. Okay. Something like that. Yeah, I know, man. All right, I have to use the washroom. 1 sec, everybody. Okay, and we're back. Okay, so we've got our formula. I think probably in the real application, what I'll do is I'll say units. In the real application, I think I'll make like an enum here. So we'll pass that in. All right. And I'm not gonna, we're just gonna do a to-do for the miles per hour, but to do, let's say if unit equals imperial, then to do implement formula, else else we'll just deal with why is the indent not working? There we go. Else we'll just deal with metric values. Okay. So what we need to do, calculate cloud animation speed. So on the upper end, we have this actually needs to go here. All right, let me just calculate what this is here. So the fastest wind speed is apparently 103 kilometers a second. No, meters per second. That's an important distinction, and I probably should have thought of that. Okay. So 0 to there. So what we need is a formula where case if speed equals 0, return anim speed. So this thing's going to return a double. We return animation speed of 10,000 on the high end. So in other words, a really slow animation. Case if speed equals we want to say like approximately 100, then return maybe 1,000. Return and a speed of 1,000. Okay, so let's the next thing I want to test is let's see if 1,000 looks reasonable for what we want here. Okay. My worry is that if it's too fast, it'll actually be laggy. I feel like that's a little bit jarring. But the thing about it is that we're probably almost never going to get speeds that fast. So, yeah. This would be when the current wind speed approaches the highest recorded value. So here's the thing, because I suck at arithmetic here, but I feel like mathematically it might actually be easier to still leave the the fastest allowable speed at 1000. But just simply knowing that we're probably never going to get to that. Yeah. So we're going to keep the bound, we're going to keep it at 1000 for now, but I might change that. But the thing is, I'm seeing again, I suck at arithmetic here, but about the fastest speed we're going to get is 100, let's just say. This is 10,000, this is 1,000. They're all kind of multiples of tens, so to speak. So what can we do? We can say 5,000. Let's just see what that looks like. I don't know. So 5,000 would mean 50 meters per second, which would be something like, let's see here, 100 miles per hour, which is bloody fast wind. So I don't know. I don't know. $5,000 seems a lot slower than I thought it would be. Well, I don't know. What if we said the maximum was 8,000? So, what would halfway be? It would be 4,500. I don't think I did that math right. No, it'd be 35. Let's see what 35 looks like. That feels better. All right. Well, I thought it'd be 3,500 just because we kind of, our zero, relatively speaking, starts at 1,000. I could be wrong though. Okay. I'm not going to screw around with this too much. So let's, I think we're going to stick with that for now. And now I need to write some kind of function to get us from this to this and so on. I don't think that would be very easy to do mathematically, so I might just hard code some values in. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to say val wind speed, which will be a double. We're going to say wind speed equals that for now. So these, here we're going to say wind speed equals speed. So if it if it's not, if it comes in as meters per second, we don't need to actually change it. We'll just assign that value. Whereas we'll need a formula to convert it first. And then I think we're just going to kind of hard code this. I could spend a little while thinking of like some mathematical way to actually do this, but I think it's probably just easier to do something like this. So we're going to say wind speed when it is, how can we do this in like a nice idiomatic way? So wind speed less than 10. This can be a return statement. Return 8,000. Why is it complaining? Oh, yeah, whatever. And then we'll do an else. So the fastest will be 1,000. Oh, I think I know. Let's just, yeah, we'll get rid of that. And these all need to be double values. Okay. So the slowest for now we'll leave there. Say maybe 7, 6, 5. Oops, I screwed that up. 5, 4, 3, 2. What are we gonna do here? Let's make this 7, 5. I kind of feel like just from a, instead of worrying too much about this being mathematically accurate, I kind of feel like what I should do is I should think about it. Most of the changes in wind speed that people are going to see are going to be probably under 50 meters a second, because even that is really fast. So I think I want small changes at first. And then big changes. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, that accidentally worked out okay. All right. And I think there's one more thing I'm gonna do, and you'll see this in a moment. Okay, so we've got our wind speed thingy. Let me just unit test it with my eyeball here. All right. If the wind speed is less than 10, that should be, I'm wondering why it's, I guess it converts from integers to double. Which makes sense. Kotlin's a smart language. Okay. Let's do that. And I'm also going to move this. And this. Okay. Now what we're going to do is I want variable speeds. So what we're going to do is we're going to say add, let's say Oh, I might have to just hard code this in. Yeah, let's hard code it in for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to give these all the same wind speed. So let's start with 20. No, are we going to do that? What I'm getting at here is we want the speeds to be a little bit variable. So something like this. Hey, what's up, Kobena? It's going pretty good. As you can see here, we got some animations. Now, the thing I don't like about this is that I want them to start at different times. Let me show you, Kobena, what I'm doing here. So I want to basically animate clouds across the user interface and also raindrops up and down. So we're just playing around with that here. Yeah, I think that's probably the right idea, Rama. I'm just trying to think of how I can do that, though. How can I work with the delay? Is there a... How can we work with the delay? Because what I don't really... I could probably like delay the coroutine, but I'm not really sure I want to do that. So I'm hoping there's something in here where we can add a delay. Let's consult the Oracle Google. Where is the delay? Oh, so we should be able to add it here in the tween. Oh, yes, sweet. Okay, we do have something built in we can use. Oh, that's real nice. I'll actually be the next application I'm making. I'll be using Ktor for a backend. So let me get back to you on that, Breens. I don't have the practical experience at the moment to answer that, but okay. So what we can do then, we'll try passing in a delay. What is that value? Is that a float? No, it's an integer. Cool. To be honest, I was actually worried that I was gonna have to like pause the coroutine, and that could be kind of annoying. So what we can do instead, they all get the same speed, and let's pass that in. Let's start with 50. Okay. And Or no, this is the delay. So it's in milliseconds, so I'm tempted to say a second delay between each one. Let's try that. Oh, why did I... Sorry, that was dumb. I gave them all the same delay. Let's rethink that one a little bit. I had a blonde moment. All right, it's getting there. I think what I want to do though is let's make this one 1,000 and this one 500. So it doesn't look like a staircase or something. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's make this middle one huge. Now I'm having fun. Did I change the wrong value? I'm confused. Because it doesn't look like it's changing the size, so am I using the wrong value here? Where do we use cloud size? Okay, we use it there. That's a little confusing. Am I just giving it the wrong value here? Y offset. All I saw it do is it looked like it just changed the it looked like it just changed the Y value, the Y offset, not the size. Y offset. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here. The first thing I'm wondering is why are we not using wind speed? That doesn't make any sense to me. So the duration should be... So the first thing is this should be animation speed. Let's call it that. And that should be here. I guess that's supposed to be a float. No, it's supposed to be an integer. Okay. Huh. All right. Let's do, what did I call that function? Calculate cloud anim speed. Okay. Now, I don't think that actually fixes the problem that we had, but I just wanted to clean that code up a little bit. Interesting. Well, I'm just going to make sure things are working okay. Let's do unit dot metric. All right. It's quite confusing because I do feel like it looks like it is a little bit bigger. I don't know if it's any bigger than the That's really weird. It's like it's using the Y offset. Okay, Y offset, cloud size. 700 in theory should be quite a bit bigger than 450. Let me just think about this. Oh, that's no help. Is there like an absolute size? No. I don't know, folks. That's I don't get it. Could it be with the layout? So the layout is supposed to be filling the maximum size. Should that be the case, though? Let me just play around for a bit. So I'm really confused here. I really feel like for some reason the Y offset value is oh no, that makes sense. Center start. That actually makes sense. It's annoying that I can't say let's do top start. Let's change the offsets here. I'm really quite confused by this. Like what I feel like is happening is the cloud size is being used for the offset, but that wouldn't make sense either. I am quite confused. I'm just not really understanding I guess what it looks like up to a certain point the clouds the size just stops scaling proportionately. Like, this should be way bigger. Let's make it 10,000, see what happens. Yeah. Okay, something's definitely wrong here. I've got to be using the wrong values in here. I have no other explanation. So I increased the cloud size and it moved way faster. As my French Canadian friends say, call esta tabarnak. Okay, oh, this doesn't look right. That's one thing. Why would it be moving cloud? I don't think this is the issue, but the X offset should be the negative size of the cloud size. Which is the width. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, I'm screwing that up. Never mind. Sorry. I forgot that was supposed to be the animated value. Never mind. Animation speed is being used for the duration. That makes sense. The initial value should be negative cloud size. The target value is the screen width plus the cloud size. Wow, I am lost. Okay, animation speed based on wind speed. Y offset. Yes. Okay, and the Y offset is 100. That's fine. Cloud size 100. Screen width, max width value, delay 500. What? I don't know. This is why I hate UI programming, because probably what's going on is that there's something constraining the size of the image. It's probably something stupid like that. As for why making it larger made it move way faster, Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. That gives us a hint. So the size is growing in the Y direction, not as much in the X direction. Why in the... I'm really tempted to swear right now. All right, cover your ears if you're sensitive. Why the fuck is that happening? Am I using the size thing correctly? Because I remember there's like a... Okay, it's... What was it? Preferred size? And then just size? Or... I remember this is one thing they changed in the alpha and... Oh, okay. What's the one where we definitely want a particular size? Because I guess just size is like preferred. How do I do like... Oh, required size. That's what it is. Let's try required size. I don't know if that'll fix it, but let's just try it. There we go. Oh, man. This is why I hate UI programming. Because basically UI programming in a nutshell, it's a whole bunch of arithmetic, which is not my favorite thing. Like, I did really well in calculus, but only because I solved everything by thinking of it graphically. But it's a combination of like a whole bunch of arithmetic and then just dumb crap like this. Okay. I shiba. Okay, that's Korean for fuck. Okay, so let's now that we're back to planet Earth, let's figure out what we're actually doing here. So 200, 300. Let's try 500. Let's make this one 500. Let's make this one 300. Let's see that. I love my job. Well, yeah, that's kind of it. 500's too big. That's too big. All right. Well, you know what? I'm actually really quite happy with how far we got, and I'm glad we solved that problem because that was just stupid. But and just to, you know, I can't remember who. It was either the Apache or what's his name, Vivek Sharma. But somebody gave me that hint. If weird stuff is happening when you're UI programming, set a border on things so that you know what the actual dimensions are, because this is, you know, exactly why it was growing in the X direction, or sorry, the Y direction, but not the X direction. I don't know exactly why that is, and it's just not very intuitive, but at least by adding a border in, I can be like, okay, what the hell is actually going on here? But with that being said, folks, I'm going to call it a day for today. So we were just working on making animations for this screen here and any screen which uses clouds. Put Probably I'll try and finish that off camera, and then maybe next live stream we'll try and do the raindrop animation, which I think will be easier. And then I also kind of want to have some animations. Like I want this sun to be animated somehow. And I think for the nighttime sky, we'll have like little stars popping in and out or something like that. But yeah, that's basically it. All right. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you all have a good Friday. And yeah, I'll catch you later.